Today's live mindful minute. It's where I read every day daily advice from the heart from the one and only Dalai Lama. And I believe this guy has some really good things to say, which is why I'm reading it. So today we're reading the title of all these readings is Meditations on Causing Suffering to Others. So let's see what he has to say on day 296 of the year. We are on October 23rd, almost Halloween. So there are people who are not at all concerned about the harm they inflict on others. They believe the main thing is that they themselves come out of a situation unscathed. Once again, this problem stems from a lack of awareness. The more we make others suffer, the more we accumulate causes for our own future suffering. Furthermore, since we thereby harm society, we are doubly harming ourselves. Wow, 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 and wow. Ain't nothing but the truth in that statement. And I believe that a lot of people are really only concerned with what happens to them. And I believe that's part of the big, huge problem that we all have. I think, you can picture when you're driving. So when people are driving, isn't it funny how people are driving and there's windows and they feel comfortable picking their nose? But if they're sitting in front of their family, maybe, but they don't usually pick their nose because someone's looking at them. But when you're in your car, you feel like no one's looking at you because you're in your own little bubble, right? And when something is happening, we're not necessarily thinking about the other fellow, right? The other person. And it is my experience that when we are kind and we think of other people, there's always a win-win. There is always a win-win. There's always a way for you to come out of a situation that might be problematic and the other person to come out of the situation and be okay. We might not all like the situation, but we can all come and be unscathed, as he talks about, and not have this building of resentment and like this feeling of, oh, that person won this time. Because when there is a problem, when there is like oh, you get this and I don't get this, nobody wins. And like he was saying in this thing, it says, furthermore, since we thereby harm society, we are doubly harming ourselves. And it's like what we put out there, I've been saying this a lot, but what we put out there grows stronger. So if we're only looking out for ourselves, when we are not concerned with the other person and really just trying to be, and I'm not saying don't look out for yourself. Don't take that. But what I'm saying is there's a way that there's enough out there. There's enough. There's enough love. There's enough time. There's enough money. There's enough freedom. There's enough. There's enough. There's enough. And when we come at life with the concept in our heart of there is enough for you to have success, and there is enough for me to have success. My success doesn't harm your success. My joy doesn't take away from your joy. There is enough. I used to talk about this on my podcast a lot on Telling on Ourselves. And it was when I was pregnant with my second kid, I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to conjure up the same feelings I had when I had my first child. And I really was like, it was nerve wracking. And what I found is that there's just more love, that same love is just stronger and bigger and wider and vaster. So if we come to life, if we show up every day with that there's enough and there's more, and that mine doesn't take away from yours and yours doesn't take away from mine, we can just expand upon it. And it really is bringing me to this whole I don't know if you've ever listened to Joe Dispenza, and he does this stuff with heart coherence, and that when we breathe into our heart and when we um, connect our heart and our mind, there's an energy field that goes out. And I am probably not doing this justice with my words, but the feeling I get and the image I see is that this energy, this loving energy that we're connected with, is going out to others. So when we're in that loving energy, we help the world not suffer. We don't have to go out and save the world one person at a time and convince them to be happy and joyful. What we get to do is we get to show up joyful. We get to show up with love. We get to show up connected to ourselves. I'm in a relationship right now, and it's like none other that I've ever been in. And he and I talk about it a lot. It's because we are coming to the table, we are coming to the relationship not concerned about what we're getting, more excited to give. And I've been in a lot of relationships in my life, and I've never come to the table like that. I have given so that I could get something in return. But the idea and the feeling and the actions of showing up, looking to give, to be generous, to enhance somebody's life, and not taking away from my life. It's the same concept of there is enough. So I'd like you to say hello in the comments if you're watching. If this connected with you, let me know. It helps me very much to do these readings every day. I'm super grateful for you. I'm grateful you took the time out of your day. There's a lot of things you can be listening to. So be well, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Namaste.